Imagine this. Donald Trump, chest-puffed, leaning into a microphone, smirking at former President Barack Obama. The audience is tense, waiting for the fireworks. Trump's attack is swift and familiar. He mocks Obama's college grades, implying the former president only got into Harvard through favoritism.
Michael Cohen testified that he threatened Trump's schools with legal action if they leaked the grades. We also know that Trump tried to make a scandal out of President Obama's school records. So how uncommon is it for a president not to release their scholastic data?
Well, scholastic data is not something that, typically has to be released. Some people do release it. I've done stories about candidates who've released their transcript.
The room shifts uncomfortably. Whispers ripple through the crowd. For Trump, this is his moment, a chance to humiliate his predecessor in front of the nation. But Obama doesn't flinch. He remains calm, almost serene, locking eyes with a man who has spent decades boasting about being a stable genius. The moderator asks about academic excellence, and Trump jumps, seizing the opening. I was a top student, he boasts, Wharton School of Finance. Ivy League. Everybody knows I'm brilliant. But this guy? I doubt he could pass a basic test. He pauses, letting the words hang, a smug grin on his face. The crowd murmurs, uneasy with the personal attack. Trump leans back, arms crossed, convinced he's won. He's called into question a Harvard graduate's intelligence. National television, no filter. But Obama, ever composed, leans forward and speaks with a calm authority that silences the room. Donald, he begins, measured and clear, you've spent years questioning my credentials, my birth certificate, my grades, my right to lead this country. You've claimed to be the smartest person in every room. Let's finally be transparent.
Went to the Wharton School of Finance. I was a really good student.
I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. I'm a very intelligent person.
Everybody knows what a great school it is. Look, if I were a liberal Democrat, people would say I'm the super genius of all time.
Then, in a moment that would go down in political history, Obama reaches into his jacket and pulls out a single folded sheet of yellowed paper. The audience gasps. This, he announces, is a certified copy of your SAT score from 1965, unsealed this morning. Trump's expression falters. Smugness evaporates into confusion, then panic. That's fake. You can't, he stammers, but it's too late. The paper is real. Obama adjusts his reading glasses and begins to read aloud. Verbal reasoning, 48th percentile. Mathematical aptitude, 34th percentile. Total score, 970 out of 1,600. The room erupts. Not polite applause, not cheers, but a visceral roar of shock. The stable genius myth built over decades collapses in seconds. A man who mocked a Harvard law graduate is exposed as a below-average student who, as Obama points out, didn't earn his place at Wharton. It came courtesy of a generous donation from his father. Trump sits frozen, jaw slack, as the crowd absorbs the revelation. Cameras capture the rare sight of the real man behind the persona, a facade of confidence stripped bare. The myth of superior intellect, the boast of innate brilliance, has crumbled under the weight of one piece of paper. Michael Cohen's later testimony confirmed the lengths Trump went to hide this information, threatening schools with legal action to prevent leaks. Yet, here it was, public and undeniable. The man who spent years attacking others' academic records had finally met his own. The setting amplified the drama. It was a primetime presidential forum on education, live from Philadelphia, packed with an audience hungry for debate, but witnessing something far more explosive. For 30 minutes, Trump dominated, loud and aggressive, riding the waves of the crowd's energy. But Obama's patience and timing turned a performance into history. 15 seconds, one document, and a nation witnessed the collapse of a legend in his own mind. By the end, Trump's attempt to humiliate had backfired spectacularly. The crowd, cameras, and millions watching at home saw the truth unfold. This stable genius label was now a punchline, an ironic footnote in political theater. And Obama? He proved that composure, preparation, and a single undeniable fact could dismantle a lifetime of bluster. In that unforgettable moment, the audience wasn't just witnessing a debate, they were witnessing a historical reckoning. One number, one transcript, one calm man facing decades of unchecked arrogance, and the myth of genius imploded. It was a lesson in humility, strategy, and the sheer power of truth. The crowd roared, history paused, and a nation watched as a man who once tried to define intellect through bravado was finally measured against reality and found wanting.